Good morning, class 4. Let's discuss our chapter 10, Water, a Wonderful Liquid. As in our previous class, we have discussed about the uses of water, then the presence of water in our body, dissolving property of water. Okay, now from today, we will discuss the rest portion of the chapter. All of you take out your science book, which is Millennium Science for Juniors 4, and the publication is Millennium Bookstores Private Limited. Open chapter 10, Water, a Wonderful Liquid, page number 85. I hope the previous topics are clear to everyone. Now let's start with the impurities in water. Now, what is the meaning of impurities? Impurities means the dirty substances. Okay. Now let's read with me, students. The fresh water present in rivers, lakes, wells and other sources has many impurities present in it, like mud, sand, dirt, minerals, etc. and some germs also. Some of these impurities are soluble in water and some are not. Many harmful substances also mix with water in the form of industrial, agricultural and domestic wastes. This makes water unfit for use. This kind of water is called polluted water. Dirty and polluted water contains many germs which spread diseases like cholera, diarrhea and typhoid. Therefore, we see that water becomes dirty or polluted mainly because of impurities dissolved in water and germs present in it. Now, what does this para means? This para means that the fresh water, the water which is present in rivers, lakes, wells and other sources, okay, as they are somewhat suitable for drinking but not so much. So as these water also have some impurities present in it, like mud, sand, dirt and some minerals also. Okay, as well as there are some germs are also present in these water bodies. Now, some of these impurities are soluble. Yes, as in our previous class we have discussed about the dissolving property of water. Okay, so what was in that there are some substances which can dissolve in that water. So the substances which can dissolve in water, they are the soluble. They are soluble and which are not able to dissolve into the water, they are the insoluble. Okay, so there are some impurities which are soluble and there are some which are insoluble or they are not soluble. Soluble means just to dissolve or get mixed. Now, there are many harmful substances which also mix with water in the form of industrial, agriculture and domestic waste. Yes, there are so many harmful substances which are added to the water bodies or in the form of industrial waste, agricultural waste and domestic waste. Now, this makes water unfit for use. Yes, the harmful substances makes water unfit for use. So the dirty and polluted water, the dirty water as well as the polluted water contains many germs and which cause diseases also like cholera, diarrhea and typhoid. Now, therefore, we see that water becomes dirty or polluted mainly because of impurities dissolved in water. Yes. How does the water becomes dirty or polluted? Just because of impurities which are dissolved in water, and the germs which are present in water bodies, in these water bodies, that also makes water dirty as well as polluted. Okay, now turn to the page number 86. Now, how to clean water? Yes, if a water is dirty or unclean or polluted, then there are some ways to clean water. In this, we will study how to clean water, or the ways to clean water or dirty water. Okay, now as we all know that water is used for various purposes like drinking, cooking, washing, cleaning, etc. And there are so many impurities also. That's why the impure or polluted water is needed to be cleaned before it is used, especially before drinking. If we are going to drink a water, then that water should be clean. It should be free from germs, because if we will drink the unclean water or the dirty water, then we will it will affect our health also, and it can cause some diseases also like cholera, diarrhea, typhoid, etc. Okay, now read with me. We use water for various purposes like drinking, cooking, washing, cleaning, etc. Impure or polluted water needs to be cleaned before it is used, especially before drinking. There are various ways to remove the soluble and insoluble impurities in water. Let us study some of them. Now, what is the difference between the soluble and insoluble impurities? Soluble impurities are those which get dissolved into the water, and insoluble are those which does not dissolve in the water. Now, the first one is sedimentation and decantation. Water can be cleaned of insoluble impurities like mud and sand through the process of sedimentation and decantation. Take a glass beaker and mix some sand and water in it. Allow it to stand still for some time on a flat surface. You will observe that sand settles down at the bottom of the beaker and clean water rises to its top. This is called sedimentation. The clear water can be gently poured out into another glass beaker, leaving the sand behind. This is called decantation. Now, water can be cleaned of insoluble impurities. Now, the insoluble impurities can be cleaned through this process. Like, now the insoluble impurities means like are like mud and sand. Okay, so the insoluble impurities can be cleaned off through this process, the sedimentation and decantation. Now in this, what you have to do, you have to take a glass beaker or a glass of water and mix some sand or mud into that water. After that, just mix the sand and water properly and keep that glass of water at rest for some time. हमने क्या किया, हमें एक ग्लास ऑफ वाटर हमने लिया, उसमें थोड़ी सी हमने मड और सैंड को ऐड किया. ऐड करने के बाद हमने अच्छे से उसको मिक्स करके एक साइड में हमने थोड़े टाइम के लिए उसको हमने रख दिया. Okay, now after that what we will observe that the sand particles, जो impure particles थे, जो impure जो insoluble impurities है, the insoluble impurities or the sand particles, that all are settled down at the bottom of the glass or beaker. Okay, now what you will see? You will see that all the sand particles are settled down at the bottom of the beaker, and clear water rises to its top, and at the top what you are seeing, you will be able to see the clear water. So this is sedimentation. Okay, now the settling down of insoluble impurities at the bottom is sedimentation, and the clear water can be gently poured out into another glass beaker, leaving the sand behind. This is called decantation. Now, after that what you have to do, you have to take in decantation. Sedimentation में क्या हुआ, जितने भी sand particles थे वो सारे settle down हो गए. Then in sedimentation what you have done, you have taken another empty beaker or a glass. Then tie its top with a cloth. Okay, then what you have to do, you have to take that sand water or the sedimentation वाला जो process वाला जो beaker था उसको हमने लिया, and उसमें का जो clean water था we all pour it, means हमने उसको दूसरे glass decantation में हमने क्या किया, बहुत ही gently way में जो clean water जो हमें sedimentation के process से मिला था, that we have poured into another beaker, leaving the sand particles behind, or leaving the sand particles in previous beaker only. Okay, now what is filtration? In filtration what? No, second one is filtration. Sometimes water has impurities like twigs or dry leaves floating on its surface. Decantation does not help in removing these, so a different method is required here. Now, take a vessel and cover its mouth with a clean thin cloth. Pour the dirty water containing sand and water and dry leaves into this vessel. The cloth will not let floating and settled impurities pass through it. They will remain on the cloth. You will remove the cloth from the top of the vessel, and you will see that clear water inside the vessel. This method of removing insoluble impurities is called filtration. Now, sometimes what happens? Water contains some twigs or the dry leaves also, which floats on the surface of a water. So, through the decantation process, the twigs as well as the dry leaves cannot be removed. For that, we require a filtration method. Okay, now in filtration method, what we do? We take a vessel or a beaker filled with water with some impure water, okay, or some dirty water with twigs or dry leaves. हमने एक beaker लिया, उसमें हमने थोड़ा impure water लिया, and after that we have taken another vessel or a beaker empty and tie that empty beaker with a piece of cloth or a filter paper. Then what we have to do? We have to pour that impure water into the empty beaker. Then that cloth or the filter paper that will not allow the twigs or dry leaves to pass through it. जो हम लोग क्लॉथ और ड्राई फिल्टर पेपर जो हम लोग एम्प्टी बीकर पर लगाएंगे, उससे क्या होगा, जो भी इम्प्योरिटीज है वो उसी क्लॉथ या फिर फिल्टर पेपर पे ही रह जाएंगी. They will not pass through it, and we will get the clean water in that empty beaker. Just like you can take an example of a tea also. See, for taking a tea into a cup, what we do? We use strainer. So in filtration, the filtration is same only. Okay, and when we will remove the the cloth from the top of the vessel, what we will see? We will see that the clean water is inside the vessel, and this method of removing impurities are called filtration. Okay. Now see page number 87. Now, is this water fit for drinking? No. It may look clear, but it contains many disease-causing germs and minerals dissolved in it. It can be made pure and fit for drinking by boiling. Now, the water which we clean by the process of sedimentation, decantation and filtration, that is unfit for drinking, or that is not suitable for drinking, because that can contain or that may have so many soluble impurities in it which gets dissolved into the water. Okay, for that, and that soluble impurities can cause many diseases also. That's why we made that's why it's necessary for us to make it pure and fit for drinking by boiling water. Okay, now this third is boiling. Boiling the water kills many germs that are present in it. This is the reason that during rainy season doctors advise to boil water before drinking. Now, boiling the water, it kills. Now, when we boil the water, what happens? It kills all the soluble impurities from the water, or water becomes fit for drinking. That is why in rainy season, doctors advises us to drink a boiled water, or to boil water before drinking. Okay, as all the soluble impurities or the germs are killed. Now the fourth one is cleaning water by using chemicals. Yes, we can clean water by using some chemicals also. Now let's see, water from rivers and lakes cannot be boiled before it is supplied to our homes. Therefore, some chemicals like chlorine are added to the filtered water to kill the germs. This is called chlorination. The chlorinated water is safe for drinking. Safe drinking water is also as potable water. Now, the water from lakes, the water which are coming from lakes or rivers, that cannot be boiled before supplying it to our homes, because they are because it is in a very large quantity. For that, there are some special chemicals which are added to the water just to make water fit for drinking or making it clean. Now there are some chlorine there are chlorine tablets which are present in the market. Okay, for adding that tablets into the impure water just to make the water clean. Okay, so the chlorine is added to the filtered water just to kill the germs, as chlorine helps to kill the germs. Okay. Now, chlorine tablets are added to the impure water just to make it clean or kill the germs, and this process is known as chlorination. Now, The chlorinated water is safe for drinking also, and safe drinking water is known as the potable water. Now, groundwater. Water is also present below the ground as groundwater. When it rains, water seeps through the porous layers of the soil and collects below. It can be pumped out with the help of hand pumps and tube wells. Underground water is also found in wells. Now, what is underground water? Underground water is that water which is present below the ground. And how does water comes below the ground? When it rains. And what happens? The rainwater settles down or goes down through the porous layer of the soil, and it gets collected below the soil. Okay. Then, and how we can get that groundwater? We can get that groundwater with the help of hand pumps, tube wells, as well as we found underground water in wells also. Okay. Now, water is too precious. Due to its large number of uses, water is very precious for us. It should be used carefully and should never be wasted. Now, as water is used for so many purposes, or it has various purposes, okay, that is why water is very precious or valuable for us. What is the meaning of precious? Precious means valuable. That's why it is very precious for us, and it should be used carefully and never wasted. We should not waste water. Okay. Now turn to the page number 88. Now we can follow some of the tips given below to keep water free from impurities and to avoid its wastage in the house. Yes, we should follow some tips which just to keep water free from impurities and to avoid its wastage also. Okay. What first one is store water in a clean container. Yes, we should store water in clean containers. The container should be properly cleaned. Then second, keep it properly covered so that it is safe from dust and impurities. Yes, we should always keep water covered, or we should cover water. Okay, it should. Then always use a clean water to draw. Always use a clean container to draw water from water resources. Then we should always use a clean containers to draw water from the sources like tube wells, from wells, hand pumps, rivers or lakes, whatever. Okay. Then do not touch water with dirty hands. Yes, we should not touch water with the dirty hands. Then fifth one is take only required amount of water in order to reduce its wastage. Now we should take only a required amount of water. Okay, in order to reduce its waste. Suppose we are feeling thirsty for half a glass of water, then we should take only half a glass of water. Okay. Then get leaking taps in the house repaired immediately. Now the leaking taps in our houses, that should be repaired immediately. Then use bucket to take bath and to water the plants. Yes, we should use a bucket to take a bath as well as to water the plants. If we do not save water now, soon we will be left with no safe water for consumption. Yes, if we will not save water now, then what will happen? One day will come when we will not have safe water for consumption. Okay, so that's why it is very important to save water, or we should save water. We should not avoid water. Okay, now I hope students this chapter is clear to all of you. Your homework is to do the exercises of chapter 10 in book. Thank you, class.